New details in the deadly confrontation between a Florida-registered speedboat and Cuban border troops. 4 killed and 6 injured on board that U.S. vessel in a gunfight off Cuba's coast. Cuban officials claiming 10 armed men intending to enter the country for terroristic purposes violated its territorial waters, reaching within 1 nautical mile of the El Pino Channel. According to the Cuban Ministry of Interior, a Cuban border guard patrol boat approached the U.S. vessel to identify those on board when the speedboat crew opened fire, injuring the Cuban commander, the troops then returning fire. Cuban officials say the individuals were armed with assault rifles, handguns, Molotov cocktails, bulletproof vests, and camouflage uniforms. Before these allegations emerged, Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying diplomats are working to gather more information.
The information that's out there is information that's been provided by the Cubans. We are going to verify that information independently and reach our own conclusions.
It comes at a time of heightened tensions between the U.S. and Cuba, President Trump threatening to impose tariffs on any country that provides Cuba with oil, leading to an energy crisis in the country. And in January, the U.S. capturing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, a key Cuban ally.
Tensions are very high in Cuba because the U.S. has shut off that 60% of the daily required oil Cuba needs to keep the lights on. And the White House has said that they are looking for regime change in Havana.
Secretary of State Rubio made clear that the U.S. does not trust the Cuban investigation and said the U.S. is doing its own and will want access to the dead and wounded if they are American citizens or residents. But when asked if any U.S. government personnel were involved in the incident or it was a U.S. government operation, Rubio said flatly no. But many questions remain this morning, Michael.
Yeah, a lot of questions still to be answered. Martha, thank you for that.